Hi, it's T. Michelle Birdsong, Eve, mother of all living, daughter of the sun. The name of this video is Eve says, "Thank God I'm no longer sleeping on Chase ATMs floors or at the bus stops in Queens or on the floor of Penn Station with those guys once called bums." You're looking at a picture of God, Jesus Christ, being Govinda Singh Dhillon. Over here you have pictures of Eve when she was homeless and had been shoved to the ground, holding all of her possessions and injuring her nose. Bellevue fixed it. And she's being held by Danny and Micaiah. I believe they parked their van to help the homeless in front of St. Anthony's on 29th Street and 9th Avenue. I think that's the name of the church. Up here is Eve and her daughter, Robin Michelle. And here is Eve with her son, Sing Birdsong. Okay, let us begin. I was complaining, said Eve, because all I have to eat is a near empty jar of peanut butter and a near empty jar of honey. After having spent 75 cents for lunch here at St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3 in Chelsea, New York, where I got a fourth of a cup of canned corn and a tiny boiled potato, a pat of butter, and a cup of Crystal Light iced tea for the 75 cents, and the chef is Edna. Back in my room, I was adding up my calories. I was having trouble coming up with the minimum, 1,600. But then my thoughts turned to the Bible. I have no doubt God directed my thoughts. Job 39:27. That's chapter 39, beginning with verse 27. Does the eagle soar at your command and build its nest on high? Verse 28. It dwells on a cliff and stays there all night, and stays there at night. A rocky crag is its stronghold. Verse 29. From there it looks for food. Its eyes detect it from afar. Verse 30. Its young ones feast on blood, and where the slain are, there it is. Eve says, Babaji has led me to this passage in the Bible, King James Version, which made me realize how blessed I am. How I don't have it anywhere near as bad as the eagle or his children. I felt grateful to Babaji. I realized it was time for my daily list of 10 things I'm grateful for. A habit I picked up from Tony Robbins, the being former U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, being Eve, Mary Todd Lincoln's husband. Okay, now this Jesus Christ I also call, and so does his other disciples call Babaji. Number 1, I am grateful I have Robin to share my journey's events with. Number 2, I'm grateful for Babaji's help every step of the way of my journey. Number 3, I am grateful I have the wisdom to come up with the source of my blessings. I think that's to come upon the source of my blessings. Number 4, I am grateful that I have a Bible and that I can read it. I am literate. Number 5, I am grateful I have a devotional trend of mind, as my horoscope puts it. Blessing 6. I am grateful I have toilet paper to wipe my hands, blow my nose, and do other things with. Number 7. I am grateful my stronghold is a warm, soft, comfortable bed, not a rocky crag, nor the floor at Chase ATMs like it was when I was homeless. Number 8. I am grateful I don't have to stand all night looking for somebody to die so me and my children can eat them. Number 9. I am grateful I have a behind to sit on. Number 10. I am grateful I have a pen and paper and a hand and heart with which and from which to write. Okay, let's turn the page, see what I have over here. I am human. I am a woman. Let me show you. I am human. I am a woman. I can still cry. I can still feel. I can still be real. I can kneel and thank God for the grace to eat a lacto-vegetarian meal. Right? I don't have to eat the dead flesh. And then a new poem. You can tell who you love. It's the one you'll give time and attention to. The one you'll share stories with. The one you'll not only talk to, but the one you'll also listen to. Okay, another poem. The mainstream media is like a vegetarian's BM. It's always a surprise when what comes out doesn't stink. Showbiz cheat sheet. Ellen DeGeneres is notoriously one of the meanest people in Hollywood. Comedian claims. And this article is written by Catherine Wright, March 28, 2020. And these are excerpts from that article. I'll put the camera back on the family. One podcast host recently tweeted that she is notorious, meaning Ellen DeGeneres, is notoriously one of the meanest people in Hollywood, and many of his commenters had examples. Comedian calls for stories about Ellen DeGeneres being mean on Twitter. Note from Eve, some call her Ellen Degenerate. Kevin T. Porter, a comedian and the co-host of podcasts Good Christian Fun, Inside Voices, Maisel Goys, and Gilmore Guys, recently started stirring the metaphorical pot on Twitter. Research by Eve. What is the definition of being mean? Mean is defined as unkind or cruel. An example, and that's from Your Definition website. An example of mean is somebody who bullies some other body. Cruel definition, willfully causing pain or suffering to others or feeling no concern about it. People who are cruel to animals participate in the killing of animals and eat them. It's pretty cruel to kill and eat somebody. Similar words to cruel: brutal, savage, inhuman. Another definition for cruel: causing pain or suffering. The winters are long, hard, and cruel. Similar words to cruel: harsh, severe, grim. What do you mean by cruel? Devoid of humane feelings, a cruel tyrant has a cruel heart. 2A definition: causing or conducive to injury, grief, or pain. A cruel joke. Eve says, such as Hillary Clinton tweeting, he, Donald Trump, said America first, referring to the fact that America comes in first with number of positive coronavirus cases. A cruel twist of fate. Note, Eve gets blamed for Adam's first wife Lilith's crimes, for seducing her husband, Lilith seducing her husband Adam into committing the original sins, oral and anal sex. When Eve rescued Adam and continued the world by bearing him 5 children, after his first wife Lilith had refused to do her duty, bear and cultivate children, and she ran off to lollygag with Satan and his ilk. Cruel twist of fate. Eve bore and kept alive 3 suicidal children this life, none of which are grateful to her. And while Lilith, this life, has 3 suicidal children, she has a rich and famous husband, Adam, now being Michael Bublé, who dotes on her because she is blonde with symmetrical features. Eve's hard, poverty-stricken life has left her nearly toothless, talking about a cruel twist of fate. The fickle finger of fate, Wikipedia. The fickle finger of fate is a 1967 comedy film starring Tab Hunter. Note, Tab Hunter, like Rock Hudson, was a heartthrob for ladies who turned out to be a homosexual who detested women so much he refused to commingle with them. Fickle finger of fate, fickle by definition means changeable, not steady. Fate is a predestination of something undetermined but inevitable. The fickle finger of fate points out that something ominous may happen in future without determination of a specific time frame. Note, Eve was homeless. As goes Eve, so goes many others. Now, many others are homeless, and due to the closing of businesses by state and local governments, many others will lose their livelihoods and will be unable to pay for their homes, will lose their homes, and will, following Eve's undeserved outcome, become homeless themselves. Just like in the late 60s, Eve began practicing Hatha Yoga. Then later yoga caught on all over America. In 1970, Eve started meditating under the guidance of Jesus Christ. The being Charan Singh. Now meditation is quite popular in America. In 1968 or 69, she plaited her husband, Edwin Birdsong's bushy afro. Then black people all over the world, including celebrities, Stevie Wonder, Nina Simone, and Snoop Dogg, started wearing their hair plaited with extensions. And on and on and on. Whichever way Eve goes, so goes the culture. Culture decoded. C for C, ULT for ultimately, U for you, R for her, E for Eve, E for energy. She ultimately, you, her, Eve energy. Okay? You are Eve's energy. You'd better hope good things start happening for Eve so good things can happen for you. She is the daughter of the Son, the Father, sustainer of life. He is her energy source, and she is your energy source. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to take my time and not hurry like I do on some videos because I have so much information to share with you. Okay, take care of yourself. It's almost Easter. It says Happy Valentine's Day. It should be Happy Saint Valentine's Day. Govinda Singh Dhillon is Jesus Christ, the Buddha, Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, and Saint Valentine. All those forms of expressing love to the people. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching.